It's Week 17 of the National Football League. And coming up next, it's the Jets, reigning league MVP. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Jets and the Chiefs, just ahead on EA Sports.
What better way to start off the afternoon? So the Jets take the field for their first drive. And we'll get a chance to see someone still in the early stages of their career, this third-year QB.
As a QB in this league, if you're going to finish a game with no touchdowns on that side of the stat sheet, finish it with no interceptions as well. Even if last week was an uneventful contest for him throwing the football, he did what he needed to do to help them come away with the most important stat, the win.
Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And he found some running room for a nice gain. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. Second and 3 now. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. From the 37. That's caught. It's Breece Hall. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Pass play on 1st and 10. That throw finds Conklin. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 26-yard pickup there, and it's good enough for a New York first down. Hall running between the tackles. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice, once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
They'll throw it on 1st and goal. He's on the move. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Jets finish off their opening drive. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
They'll start this one out with Hall. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It was the rookie from LSU that time on the tackle.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
The give on second to Hall. Blast through midfield. And he's brought down at the 44. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
First down, and they go right back to him. And they needed more than one defender. Their powerful runner stopped for just 1 yard.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing now from the gun. Conklin brings it in. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the first down.
Less than a yard needed here on 4th. Throwing now, needing a first. Rolling left, buying some time. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a first.
Trust. Kate, it is such a big part of playing the quarterback position. Yeah, you got to trust you can make the right reads in the passing game, but sometimes these little runs that just get that first down, it gains further equity, further trust with your play caller, and most importantly, gives you a first down for the offense.
First and 10, looking to throw. Into the hands of Conklin. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. That's George Karlaftis who got there for the stop. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 29. On the move, headed right. Finds his target, Hall. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They kick the running back in motion. Shotgun now on 3rd down. Hall there to haul it in. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And this is brought to a halt pretty early at about the 8. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
On 2nd and 7. Flush down now to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, New York! The Jets can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
The Jets headed back out on offense. They're throwing from the gun here. Short pass caught by his tight end. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Something he does so well, Nick Bolton making the stop.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
From the 32, escapes out to the left. He can run it. And as this play goes out of bounds, all eyes turn to that flag on the field. Just a momentary loss of focus, a break in discipline, and not a good moment individually as he gets hit with that personal foul. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. To the air now on 1st and 10. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked, An incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too.
2nd and 10 now. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last second attempt to get rid of it.
To the air, 3rd and long. Chased out to his right. That's caught for the first. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Jets earn the chance to tie it before halftime. And with that score, he's reached a benchmark he's long had his eye on. 30 touchdowns in one season. And he's going to come away pleased with how well he has played to put up that kind of number this year. The Jets are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And last drive, he reached one of those numbers that everyone looks at as a benchmark after the season ends, Brock. Quite the year that he's put together finding the end zone. They start the drive with Hall. Still finding room past the 45. Hits the 20. It's a New York touchdown. The Jets take the lead right away in half number 2. Breece Hall with the touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
The Jets ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. Hall takes it straight ahead. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
From the 28. Caught by his back. Broke through the tackle. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. On first down, here comes Hall. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 43. Moore's got it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. This is Hall. And he's able to work this down to the 41. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Here's Hall once more. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Stopped on the play by Big Chris Jones. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd. The Jets take their first time out, as that'll leave them with just 2 to use the rest of the way. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Here's Hall on the give. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. They go right back to Hall. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. from the 17. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Throw on 3rd down. Completed over the middle. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. Running this with Hall. And he for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
From the 27. Short pass caught by his tight end. They pick up 20 yards there. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They'll throw on first. Getting out to his left. He's keeping it. And he's out of bounds after getting this one to the opposing 45-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Looking for a throw here. Corley reels it in. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
I feel so bad, I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Able to hit Hall, complete. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it's good enough for a New York first down. Here's a give to Hall. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
A tight end in motion now. Here he is on 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as it's Hall on the carry. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You know, you call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
Here's Hall. And this not quite the big hitter we just saw. They get him at the line. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. He's dropping back to throw. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
3rd and long. They did it! He made the interception! And the Chiefs have some new life in the 4th. And just like that, a very run-focused drive comes to an end that time with an interception.
You know, a lot of times, Kate, when you're finding success running it on a drive, it's because the defense is just waiting for you to throw it. And that's where they're prepared at the time. Sure enough, well, it's not a rush that dooms them, but a pass and an interception.
Offense heading out now for the Chiefs. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Here he is to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. Finds his target, Hall. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Timeout taken by New York. That's its 2nd. Still one more in their pocket to use. To the line for a new set of downs. Only a lone timeout at their disposal. Back to throw. Escapes the pocket. Now he takes it.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the 1st down.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Setting up to pass. Conklin brings it in. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
First and 10, looking to throw. Hall there to haul it in. And he's tackled for a short gain. Timeout called by the Jets. That's their final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 34. Forced out to his right. He tucks it and takes off. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives a defense and a defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right, they win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
It's a road win for the Jets. And this game, wow, it came down to the final moments where it was their clutch score that proved the difference and set up this victory.